this story had a happy ending, I might not be where I am today. Now I'm guessing most of you know what an audiobook is. Basically, it's just a book with, well, audio. Believe it or not, I actually had a chance to be in one. This story begins 2 years ago. It was the first day of summer in 2014. I was playing some video games with my cousin, and my sister told me that she knows a guy that needs a kid voice for an audiobook. At first, I was ecstatic. For some reason, I was thinking how I was going to be famous or something like that. So after months and months, nothing. I didn't hear anything about the audiobook audition. Until one fateful day in October, my sister finally brought it up.
Okay, so I called the guy and he wants you in by Thursday to do a reading of the story.
So we were at the author's house, and for the sake of keeping people's privacy, we'll call the author David. So I'm looking around this dude's house, and honestly, it was a pretty snazzy house. We went into a room where like 200 books of his were, and a desk where he does whatever an author does. There wasn't even a computer, it was just empty. So he starts explaining the story and tells me the gist of everything. The kid I was auditioning for had the name Peter. Then he gave me the book and I flipped to a random page.
So just read your lines and give it your best shot.
So I did the lines, and I don't really remember, but I think I did, okay. I don't think I did great, but he was all like,
Alright, that'll be all. I'll see you in a week or so. Here's a couple pages of the first chapter so you can take it home and read it.
So I happily agreed. Okay, let me just get it in your head that I was super committed to this audition. I read those 7 pieces of paper like 20 times. I was going hardcore on this. There's no messing around in this operation. So I'm pretty much telling everybody about this at school, and I won't shut up. Hey man, look, I might be in an audiobook. Hey dude, did I tell you I was gonna be in an audiobook?
A few moments later.
Oh, by the way, did I mention I might be in an audiobook? Anyway, so I went into my second audition that week. I don't think I should really call it my second audition. The whole thing was really an audition. So I'm there, I'm reading the lines, and I'm pretty confident at this point. David kept encouraging me and telling me how I was doing really well, and that really excited me. It was kind of annoying though because he was super busy, so I went into an audition like once a month. Now I don't really remember what happened because it was 2 years ago, but I do remember that David was trying to persuade me into doing like 4 books. Like, dude, chill. Now the kid I was auditioning for was in a series of books, so there were like 3 books I had to do in that series. No, don't get me wrong, I was amped, bro. But I have to admit, it was overwhelming. Just imagine you're carrying a cinder block, and then a person just puts 4 more cinder blocks on that one. You have to realize, this author kept telling me how I was most likely getting this part. No lie, you guys, I'm sitting in a chair at this author's desk. I look at him, he looks at me, and says,
When I look at you, I see Peter.
Remember how I mentioned how I was telling everybody at school that I might be in an audiobook? Dude, he said he sees me as Peter! Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna tell you everything he wanted me to do. David wants me to be a side character of the series, who also narrates 2 books in the 4-book series. He also wanted me to be the bully in the series, but fake a deep voice, I was 12, who also narrates a book. Then, on top of that, he wanted me to narrate a different book where it takes place in the Middle Ages. So this kid has the most insane vocabulary. Like, dude, I barely passed 6th grade. But I'm like, whatever, it shouldn't be a big deal. So, I believe it was like in April or March, but I went to a really swaggy looking studio and I did the voice of the bully in this really cool audio room. Like, I read that entire book, so I had this down cold. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. Even the guys that edit the entire audiobook said I was great. So I'm like, dude, I got this. I am totally nailing this. I will get this part. Guess what? Yeah, I didn't get the part. By the way, this was in May. Did I mention what time I started? Yeah, October. Dude, I cried for so long. Imagine being in 7th grade and having the opportunity to be in an audiobook. And literally everyone says you're doing great, and then after 7 months of working, you just don't get it. The reason I didn't get it is because David thought it was too much of a responsibility. Okay, fine. I don't have to be the kid in the Middle Ages. I don't have to be the bully. All I want is Peter, bro. I don't want to complain. It was 2 years ago, but at the time I was so confused and really upset. Plus, I had to tell everyone I didn't get the part, which was really embarrassing considering how eccentric I was to get the audition. Hey man, I didn't get the part. So yeah, all in all, I didn't get the part, but it was still a fun experience, and I'm actually very grateful I got that opportunity. So David told me if he had a spot open for me in a different book, he would give it to me. So David, if you're watching, I'm still waiting. So if you haven't realized yet, which you probably did, this video took a while to come out. I started this video about 3 weeks ago, but I finally finished it. You know, I am in school, so expect like 1 or 2 uploads a month, okay? Also, want to thank Gerd Cow and Tim Tom for being in this video. You guys are great, thank you. And wow, it's almost Christmas. I actually stumbled upon a video while I was making the script, and it was like the whole cast of the book in a recording room recording their lines. And I watched it like, man, that could have been me. And as I was writing the script out, all the memories came back to me. Man, I was so sad. I'm pretty sure I was on the ground when I was crying. But you know what? Look where I am now. I make stupid animations and people enjoy them. So maybe it's for the best I wasn't in that audiobook. Nope, still would have been cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go buy the audiobook and cry while eating ice cream.